and welcome back. Kaz and I are here to tell you guys about my 6th week of pregnancy. And boy, was that a hard weekend more specifically. I will tell you guys all about that, but first we are going to start with what we usually do, which is size and development of the baby. So the baby on week 6 was the size of a sweet pea, which is really sweet and cute. And crazy to think that a tiny little human can be that small. About 0.25 inches, which is, I believe, more than double than it was the week before. And it will double again for the next few weeks, which is crazy to think about. But of course, really exciting. Everything is developing so quickly and growing so quickly in the first few weeks of pregnancy. It's like, I don't know, it's just crazy to think about. When it comes to development, the little hands and feet are like little pads at 6 weeks, and they are wiggling and moving a lot. Of course, movement is not really like felt this early in pregnancy. And so even though there's a lot of wiggling going on, there hasn't been any feeling, for me at least. The nose, eyes, ears, chin, and cheeks are beginning to form on the face, so baby is beginning to look human, which is also really cool. And, in just a few weeks, baby's facial features should be completed, and that's also a crazy thing to think about. As of right now, the eyes and eyelids, of course, are going to be shut for quite a few weeks, so the eyes won't actually be visible, but as of right now, at least, the facial features are beginning to form, so baby is beginning to look a little bit less like an alien every day. I ran out of breath. Okay, so when it comes to my symptoms, are you over it now? You getting out of here? When it comes to my symptoms, at week 6, I was still having a lot of nausea. I was still very bloated, especially at night. I would say during the day. Yeah. What did you find? Oh, don't lose that. That's important. That's the battery to the camera. Thank you. So, sorry about that. I was very bloated, especially at night. I would wake up in the morning and like almost not feel or look like I was pregnant at all, except for, of course, the nausea. Like almost every single morning I woke up with nausea, and it wasn't up until I ate something that I felt better. But at night, that's when like the bloating like really was like super noticeable, because I would look like not pregnant at all in the morning, and then at night I would look like 3 months pregnant, which is really crazy. Low back pain and hip pain are beginning. I was really hoping that wouldn't be like a thing, at least until later. And I don't know if maybe it's just due to my job and me sitting too much, or, not getting enough exercise probably. But my low back pain has been killing me. My hips have been killing me. I've always had issues with my sciatic nerve, and that's been particularly bad ever since week 6. I am now 8 weeks pregnant, and I unfortunately was not able to film last week, and so I am filming 2 weeks worth this week. But at 6 weeks is definitely when the sciatic nerve pain began to be really bad, and it really has not stopped since, which is not fun. I am beginning to do a little bit of prenatal yoga, which I think will help a lot with that. Another thing that I have been experiencing is dizziness. So randomly here and there, it doesn't happen all the time, but randomly I will have like a moment of just, where I have to like blink and sort of hold myself with something, because it like almost feels like I'm gonna pass out. But it really just lasts for like 2-3 seconds at the most, and then it's gone. One of the other symptoms that I mentioned, I'm pretty sure, in last week's update, but unfortunately it continues, and it has continuously gotten worse, is my cystic acne. I have been breaking out like crazy. Of course it happens to be like all in the center of like my face and my cheeks, and it's painful, and of course it's cystic acne. If you know anything about the difference between just regular acne and cystic acne, the cystic zits are very deep cysts within the skin. They don't form a head, and so it's not like acne that you can like pop and then it's gone. It's very deep, that doesn't have a head. It lasts for weeks, and then it just scars. And so yeah, that's what's happening. That's exciting. I had cystic acne before. I think I mentioned this in the previous update, but I had cystic acne before, and when I got pregnant with my son, my hormones regulated and that all went away. Unfortunately, I had not gotten any back until, of course, I got pregnant this time. I'm assuming hormones are changing again, and this is the result. Of course, I'm wearing makeup, so it might not be like too obvious, but yeah, unfortunately, that is a big unfortunate side effect of being pregnant. I absolutely love being pregnant. Being pregnant with my son was amazing. It was painful, and I had nauseousness, and a lot of parts of it were really hard, but in general, being pregnant is such a just excuse me. My son's playing with stuff on the floor. That's loud. Hi. Yeah. You had the cat food? Anyways, pregnancy is just, it's such a beautiful miracle, and it's like just the most amazing thing ever, and I have always wanted to be a mom, and being pregnant is so awesome. But there are things about pregnancy that aren't glorious and that aren't, pretty, and unfortunately cysts and acne and nauseousness and feeling bloated and your nails breaking more and things like that is just stuff that happens, and we deal with it. So lastly, I wanted to tell you guys about the worst part of my 6th week of pregnancy, and that is that I got food poisoning, and it was the worst weekend of my life. I had gotten food poisoning once before in my life, years and years ago, and it was one horrible night, but then I woke up the next day and I was fine, and this time it hit me a lot harder. I began by just feeling really nauseous all afternoon. I thought that my morning sickness was just like on overdrive, and I was like, oh no, is this what it's gonna be like during this pregnancy? This is so bad. I was laying around in bed. I was trying to take care of my son, but I basically just was hoping that he just wanted to snuggle in bed with me, because it was just so hard for me to do anything. And then it got worse and worse and worse, and we had a dinner party that night, so my friends came over and it started cooking, and I'm like, okay, I gotta try to feel better, so I got up and I started trying to cook with them, and it just was not feeling better. Then as we were serving dinner, I took one bite off the dinner and I was like, oh no, and I ran to the bathroom because I thought I was gonna be sick. I wasn't, and I came back and I was like, it's just, it's probably just all the smells from this awesome dinner, and it's just getting me. I guess morning sickness is just getting me. And then I tried to take another bite. I couldn't take another bite. I ran back to the bathroom. That time I was sick. And then it just didn't stop all night. And because we had a dinner party and we actually had a friend in from out of town, our friend stayed and hung out with my husband. Thankfully, Kaz went to bed early and stayed asleep all night. But basically, the whole time that they were hanging out and talking and catching up, I was in the bathroom every half an hour all night, throwing up. Oh God, that sounds really gross, sorry. It was just only on one end, thankfully. But it was really bad all night, and I thankfully was able to drink water, so I was able to stay hydrated. I woke up the next morning. I wasn't sick anymore, but I wasn't able to eat because I just couldn't. I couldn't eat anything. I tried to force myself to eat a piece of toast, and I couldn't eat anything. Of course, I was really worried that I was getting dehydrated and I wasn't feeding my baby anything. So I kept drinking water. I had like a half of a Gatorade in hopes to, rehydrate as well. I forced myself to eat a pear in the afternoon. I basically wasn't able to eat anything for 2 days. Yeah, yeah, bunny. I basically wasn't able to eat anything at all for 2 days. I was able to keep down water after that one very long, horrible night. Thankfully, I was not sick again, which was really good. But yeah, it was an awful weekend. I don't recommend pregnant women eating donuts that have custard in them that maybe have just been like sitting on a shelf at room temperature too long. This is not anything that was like an issue. I didn't eat anything rotten. I didn't eat any meat that was not cooked enough. I didn't eat anything like, with any sort of like crazy bacteria. But when you're pregnant, your stomach is a lot more sensitive and things like that can get you really bad. I usually eat custard donuts all the time. Well, not all the time, but like, if I go by a donut shop and I feel like having a custard donut, that's usually the donut that I have. And that day, just my stomach was more sensitive and it got me. So anyways, I think that is all I had to update you guys on. So I will see you guys very soon for my 7th week update, and I will most likely be filming a little bit later tonight or tomorrow, maybe when this one is feeling like it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of our lives and letting us share all this awesome stuff with you. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me all about your symptoms if you're pregnant, or if you guys have ever experienced food poisoning while you were pregnant or not while you were pregnant, and how that was for you, because it was absolutely horrible for me and I hope that it never happens again. Anyways, actually, I need water. That's another symptom, before I forget to mention that. Thirst. It's the worst. But anyways, because I missed filming last week, or 6 weeks update when I was actually 7 weeks, I won't be doing a belly shot for this video because it just doesn't make sense to show you guys the same belly I'm going to be showing you for the 7th week update, which is the one that I will be filming and updating next. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you guys want to know more about my pregnancy and other mommy videos and other Kaz videos that we're gonna make. And like I said, I will be continuing to make weekly updates, so don't forget to hit the little bell as well so that you are notified when we post the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and say bye. Can you say bye? Bye.